G'day, punters. It's welcome to another edition of Group 1 Guns. We are going to talk about the race that stops the nation. Obviously, first having been raced in 1861. Geez, that is a long time ago. So 3 p.m. will roll around on Tuesday and it'll be tools down because $8 million is up for grabs in the prize money. There's been a bit of headlines with a couple of the favourites being scratched. Well, up there on the second line of betting, Loft and Durston, obviously during the week, failed their vet exam. So that puts the favourite Deauville Legend firmed into about $4.50 because it's drawn pretty well in barrier 9. Trainer James Ferguson has said the plan will be to let the speed come from the outside and sit behind the leaders and hopefully get some cover. Well, that sounds like a good plan, but as we know, this sometimes goes out the window. Mar Eustace team has 5 runners, including the star import Gold Trip. It's going to be the first horse since 2017 to have a crack at all 3 big races. It's very hard to pick a Melbourne Cup winner, and this looks, again, pretty tough. Where are you going, mate?
Yeah, I'm with you. It is, like you said, race that stops the nation. You're talking with friends and family about it. You've got the in-laws, the parents, the brothers and sisters asking for a tip. And you become a dud tipster about 2 minutes after when they all message you and say you haven't picked one. So it's hard. And you can see why Deauville Legend's favourite. I mean, coming out of a dominant win in the Baltica, and you can draw that a form line straight with the El Bodegon that ran pretty well in the Cox Plate behind Animo. So obvious favourite, and I think Ferguson's comments about how the race will pan out are pretty much spot on. And that's what it's going to come down to in these big fields, just getting a nice – you want to be forward in running, I would suggest. In this, I don't think you want to be coming 3,200 and trying to loop some strong stays up top. So Deauville Legend, clear favourite for a reason. I think it is the horse to beat. There's Gold Trips run better than expectations under the weight prior to being a bit unlucky in the Cox Plate. Wouldn't have beat Animo. Animo is the best horse in Australia, but that form line obviously is very, very good. So, and that was dropping back and trip from the Caulfield Cup run, which was, under the big weight and was quite a taxing run. So got Gold Trip, Duas not back as well this time in. I can go through them all, but Montefilia was the one that resumed well enough in the George Main and then ran below expectations behind Cascadian, and Cascadian's gone on to win again. But it was clearly the one to follow through the Caulfield Cup. So I think Montefilia is one of the better local hopes. It was caught up behind him and really hit the lines. And hasn't seen the trip, but I reckon gets it. Without a fight, definite hope. 2 wins at 2,800 before, and was still okay dropping the trip. Gets there right on target, I reckon, for Melbourne Cup. So that's one of the other imports that has a shot. Young Werther, probably one for exotics, I think. Improved a big each time in and hasn't seen 3,200 either, but I think gets it. And it's been a pretty good prep for this. So Lunar Flare is probably another one, and Smoke and Roman. So you can keep going through them all, but the way I'll play it is having 80 to win on Deauville Legend and 20 to win on Montefilia. And the horses I'd include in exotics are Gold Trip, Montefilia without a fight, Young Werther, Lunar Flare, and Smoke and Roman. So there's about 6 horses there for first 4 players, and we know how big they pay if you can jag one. So that's how I'll be playing. Lech?
All right. Thank you, mate. Well, I'm going 100 on the win in that horse you just mentioned without a fight. 1, 2 out of the last 3 starts, and that was at a big weight. So it gets in with 55 kilos. Got the Pommy jockey, William Buick, on board, and pretty good strike rate too. 17 starts, 7 wins and 7 placings. So as we know, it is a pretty hard race to win, and they're expecting rain, or they're actually expecting snow, not in Melbourne, but down there on the snowfields. It's November. What is going on? Maybe there is something to this global warming stuff. But we can talk about that ad nauseum in our next show. Where is the weather? All right, let's just do this now. Let's go up to Randwick on the same day. It's the big dance. Or if you're from Adelaide, the big dance, as we just found out. It's the inaugural big dance, $2 million up for grabs, and it's run 30 minutes just before the Melbourne Cup, just to antagonise those Victorians just a little bit more. Peter Volandis obviously isn't on anyone's Christmas card list down there. Hosier is the favourite, albeit drawing the car park. And guess who's on board? The superstar, Frankie Dettori. Then we've got the Waterhouse bot-trained Surf Dancer, which beat Old Flame in the Shannon Stakes back in September. So there's a little bit of form around there. Ads, what are you doing with your ton?
Yeah, I'm just going to put it on Rustic Steel. I think there appears good pressure, and the likes of Hosier and She's All Class, they're going to push from outside, and then you've got Sabark and Surf Dancer kick up from the inside and Regal stage between them. So there's a bit of pressure there, and I think Rustic Steel gets that nice car into it. I've been with him all prep, and I don't want to drop off now. I think 1,500, I reckon it's a weird prep because he's dropped in trip and then, yeah, but I think he's on song for a mile tilt. So he was one of the better closers in the race, and I've been, blending in well from barrier 7. I can forgive Surf Dancer when stepping to 1,800 and was lame. So back now, Cascading was a winner out of that, so that's pretty good form. Other than that, Hosier, I think, has a chance, but that wide draw has to cause some query, and I can't mark it as tight as the market has it now. So I'm happy to be with Rustic Steel. I'm just going to go 100 because I've got some catching to do to you.
Well, okay. Well, speaking about wide barriers, I've gone the widest barrier. I've gone Bandersnatch. From barrier 22, Avdallah, we were talking about him off air before. That was an unbelievable ride on Private Eye. So, look, $100 Bandersnatch was beaten about a length from I Wish I Win, and as we know, over the weekend, that's saluted in the Golden Eagle. So $100 for me, Bandersnatch. Ads, thank you very much. I'm going to let you get back to your kids just bluing each other over toilet rolls. I don't want to even get into that sort of stuff. But punters, good luck, and we will see you next week.